Hey everyone, welcome and thank you for joining me. My name is Marlene and I am with A Room to Bloom. So, this evening I was on YouTube for a couple minutes and across my feed came a video that a lady had received a message from her son who had passed away. And it was a really lovely message. And not only was she moved by it, but her whole family was aware of it, right? And it's just something that is like, okay, come out and talk about it again, right? So, I get messages frequently, and yesterday was, let's see, it was yesterday and the day before that I was getting certain messages about something that I was looking at doing, and dates were coming up that would be specific to a person that I lost. Um, and then in continuing my search for what I was doing, then their name came up, and it was like that that added confirmation, right? So I have some rubber bands that I've been going to use for a long time to do readings. I just have never done them. I finally decided that I would actually take them off the shelf and use them tonight. And in just kind of going like this for a second, the first one that came out, now this might mean something special for you, but it definitely does for me. It is a semi truck. Okay. And I don't have to get into this, is not a very good variation of this. So let's see if I can hold that against something where you can actually see that a little bit better. But it is, that's a semi truck, okay? If you can get that, I don't know why. It's not staying. Anyway, it is, that's what it is. So that means something for me. It might mean something for you, but this is a different person. And the other thing is, right before I did this video, their uh, date of passing came up on my computer with the time. So just, kind of uh, that other thing. And I get, many more messages. But what I'm trying to say is, it's not just me who gets messages, of course. We all do. But the thing is that, it can feel really like, oh, that was neat at first, right? And then it's like, wow, like, now I'm seeing something else about that person. Wow, now I'm seeing something else about that person. And what's happening is that they're trying to make their presence known to you, that you aren't alone, right? Now, I had already decided and had this picked out, this deck, Communications from Heaven. And then this came, okay? And that's what I've already been having, is Communications from Heaven. It's just when you start to slow down, you become more aware of it. You can really tune into it. Some people, from an outsider's perspective, might go, "Yeah, whatever, whatever." I've had that where people say that, and then you just learn really not to share your joy with them, because they it's like they, oh, what are the words I'm looking for? They just don't really even want to try to understand or get it, because they're not there, and that's okay, right? That's okay. But anyway, so I had that. But the other thing that came out, or that happened, is I did not touch anything on that bookshelf, and all this, or I took one book out a little bit ago, but it was on a different one of those squares, and then all of a sudden, a different on a different square, these books fall over. And the book that was showing then was the Stirring Virtue and Radley Valentine, the big book of Angel Tarot. So, like, your angel, right? And so I'm not going to like go to that right now. I'd like to start with something from, and the other thing, by the way, that was kind of bookmarking that, if you will, would be a color therapy chart. And so I'm going to touch on that a little bit tonight too, because we really do and can heal with color, which is also interesting because I happened to be in a store today and yeah, this is all coming together now. And I just heard this person um, behind me walk over and say, "Is this pink?" And it was neon pink, right? Whatever he had, I don't know, whatever caught my attention, right? And these are the things that are supposed to catch your attention, okay? Now, and actually, it is the color that he was holding based on this color therapy chart is magenta. But we had a quick conversation about him being colorblind and that more men are colorblind than women. And we spoke about those those glasses that you can put on to help uh, someone who has been colorblind see color, right? And the emotional reaction that they have when they see in color like that. So it was very interesting to have now just realizing that I had that conversation today with someone, and then to have this book and that kind of fall. So it was one on each side. So I want to start with a deck here called Messages from Heaven. Before I go any further, though, there is one thing that I do want to say. So, um, a different book on a different shelf got knocked down or knocked off today, and it's called The Book of Change. And I'm like, okay, not, everything happens for a reason. So I opened it up, and the message that came through, it says, we cannot do everything at once, but we can do something at once, meaning get started, right? We can do something at once. We don't have to keep delaying and delaying and delaying. That's a quote by Calvin Coolidge, okay? And so kind of interesting to ask yourself that question. Today I just had a pretty mellow day myself. I didn't push myself. But there was also other things going on that basically just shifted my attention, right? So we're going to take the cards that I had flipped over on the top, put these in here, and ask Spirit to show us a message that would be helpful for the collective today. What would you like the collective to know? Explore new ventures. Move forward with confidence. We are with you. Okay, so we have, it's like a board for advertising. It says fishing and boat trips, right? So it's, they're kind of in a way like these sandwich boards or something, saying take an adventure, move forward with confidence, we are with you. So you're safe, you're watched over. Sometimes you might feel alone, but you aren't really ever alone. Your spirit team is with you. And it is when you are alone that you can most often tune in to those signs that they're sending you. Because if you are distracted with having a lot of people in your life and noise all the time and whatever, it might be harder for you to see the signs, especially if you have been moving through a time or a period of grief, right? So don't be afraid to be alone, and don't be afraid to move forward with confidence, right? Okay, what else do we have? Birds are messengers we use to connect with you. Okay. So I have goosebumps just as I'm saying this. I have this experience. If you go to my community page, and I realized it I realized it one day. I had 8 feathers. I found 9 in one walk. And, but I lost one. It was sort of windy out, but I was holding on to it by the time I got back to my car. there was only there you know, I don't mean to say only 8, because that was a lot of feathers in one walk. I mean, every feather feels like a joy and a gift, right? But yet to have 9, it was one walk. I put them on my dashboard and I took a picture of it. And I went out one day. I haven't posted the pictures. I went out one day and I found these really cute little, I thought it was 2 feathers, but it turns out it was 3. They're white, gray, and yellow, and they're very little. I'm not even sure of which bird that's from. Then I went out another day and found just a beautiful, pristine white feather. I went another day, and I in my mind, I was talking with my angels and guides, right? And I found one feather and I said, thank you. You know, I'm grateful for the feathers, right? And before I knew it, I found another one. And then I just said, I know that there's another one here. It was, and I wasn't looking at the ground and looking for them. Each time it was just a delight. There was another one. But the third one was just in these brilliant colors. I'm sorry I don't have it here right now, but maybe I'll post it. Yeah, I'm not, you know, I've never seen one in that particular color, but again, so beautiful, and I always feel so grateful. But birds coming by when you're thinking certain things, or when you leave certain places, or um, like if you say you're thinking something and the birds start kind of making a lot of noise, it could be messages to say, yes, you know, this, you're on the right track. It could be messages of warning. So there's all different things. But birds are messengers that we use to connect with you. So if you are finding a lot of feathers, again, that reminds you that your spirit team is working with you through birds. Okay. I just had a little one outside tonight that was just hanging around for a while. It says, we care about you and we want you to take care of yourself. And this is interesting because although these ducks aren't yellow, they don't quite seem like full grown ducks. You know, it's like, but there's something else about this, getting your ducks in a row, you know, 4 ducks in a row. Even though they are not lined up front to back, they're lined up side to side. So we want you to take care of yourself. So that could be part of getting your ducks in a row, if you will. Like prioritizing your self-care is what I'm talking about here. Okay, you guys, someone needs your support. Can you help them? We will guide you. A white feather. Okay, a white feather. The next one is take control of the situation. We know that you can do this, right? So being the captain, if you will, of your own ship, of your own life, of your own steps that you are taking, right? Taking control of the thoughts you are thinking, followed up with the action steps you are taking control to set boundaries if you need to take the rest that you need, to just manage your own life is what I'm getting at here. Because if you don't manage your own life, others will try to do that for you. Okay? All right, what's on the bottom here? Stand up for what you know is right. We are supporting you. Stand up for what you know is right. We are supporting you. Okay, and then I'm going to split this as well. We're helping to bring a little luck into a luck your way. You deserve it. Now, I used this deck the other day, and I had seen 777 3 times that day, right? And so it's, you know, being aware of that 777 is that reminder when you're seeing that. Yeah. So nice messages there. Okay, let's go ahead and all right, we are going to, I'm just going to try these rubber bands. I've never really looked at them all. There's like a whole bunch of them in here, so I'm just going to try to just get one. We'll see what comes out of here. Okay, it's a little Dutch hound dog with a heart, cute. Explore new ventures, move forward with confidence. We are here to help you. The name on the dog is Frank. Okay, remember that I said that the guy at the store, I didn't say this, but he was buying something pink, and what he was buying was a bright pink dog harness, this bright. So that's actually really funny. Okay, so explore new adventures. That could be getting pets. Okay, what else do we have here? Okay, I think this is to make a necklace. Purple, it's purple, so trust your intuition. Messages from heaven from communication cards. What's coming to me is a long line. A long line. Like ancestors, right? Lineage. That's what's coming to me. Birds are messengers to connect with you. I'm just going to go ahead and take another one out of here. Let's see. Some of these, I'm not sure that I can quite make them out, but I can. All right. This is a cat. All right. I don't know if you can see that okay, because by the time you hold it up, it sort of bends out of shape. But it's a cat. Okay. All right. What else do we have? At least I would believe that that's a cat. I mean, and green. So something about your heart center. Okay. I'm not 100% sure, but I think this is supposed to be like a tree that has feet on it. If you guys know differently, I would love to know, but that is what we are going to go with. We would love for you to take care of yourself because it has feet on it. That might mean get moving, get walking, get outside, get out by nature, right? Yeah, and today it was a beautiful day, and I wasn't hardly outside, but I had other things that I was working through, taking care of today. Okay, the next one we have. Okay, this is a birthday cake, and interesting, it's the same color as the blue on here. Someone needs your support. Can you help them? So, whose birthday? Whose birthday? It happens to be August 10th today. It's a Sunday. Whose birthday is in August, right? Okay. Just something to consider. The number on the card is 35. So it could be something to do with March 5th. The number 8, adding that up. Okay, what is this next one? If I don't know, I don't really know. It kind of looks like a person with a hat on, and that's what it looks like, sort of one of those flat top hats. Take control of the situation. We know that you can do this. It's funny because look at the feet are sort of like the same as the tree. But because I'm not 100% sure on that one, I'm going to take another one. These are kind of funny. I never looked at them, but I thought these would be fun. Okay. Now, I do want to, so we have some type of entanglement, okay? Some type of entanglement is what this would go under, the take control of a situation. Now, one of them, another one fell out, and it is a fish, and it's a blue fish. Oop. It's a blue fish. Okay, so it's kind of falling. But anyway, so this would be some type of an entanglement. And, you know, to me, this one here, oh, interesting. It looks like a person, like I said, with kind of a flat top hat, because it looks like their nose and the face or something and their feet, right? So there could be a person who is entangled with what? One, we have a monkey. Now, that's interesting because when people use the term flying monkeys, right, doing another person's business, dirty work, I guess, or whatever. So take control of a situation. Okay. And the next one is a penguin. And that could be seeing things black and white. Someone trying to leave someone out in the cold who might be doing that or trying to do that. Interesting. It says coconut on here. It says coconut. But who could be doing that? Somebody's flying monkeys. And it's funny, those are not words that I usually use. But because it says take control of the situation, we know that you can do this. Okay. And then we have this fish here again. So the fish that fell, take control of the situation. We know you can do this. So to me, it looks like a guy's figure, a monkey, a penguin. So someone could be trying to freeze someone out, if you will, and someone might be fishing for something. Okay, fishing for something. All right. Now, I think because this dog came out with the magenta, I'm going to go right to that in the color therapy. And the magenta is the crown chakra. Okay. So, it speaks about raising energy levels, formal and festive. The color is formal and festive. The attributes of it are absorbing, stimulating, and abounding. The physical effects are self respect, dignity, and composure. Distribution is calm control of surrounds. As light, it aids concentration and mental focus, a bright pink like that. The best use is places of spiritual force. Special effect, vertical and horizontal lines. It's used less than 4% of all colors. So, very interesting that came up and that the person today who was said really, I mean, it was so loud you couldn't help but look. That's what it was kind of about. And being aware of this journey, knowing that when things are like that, there's a reason for it, for me to have heard it, for me to have tuned in, to pay attention, to have a conversation with him about color therapy and about color healing and about those glasses. The fact that he was buying this color of a harness for a dog. So, I mean, just it's so interesting. Okay, before I go any further, I'm going to use this little book here. I'm going to see what comes through for one message. It's called Everyday Offerings by Leah Redmond. Let's see what comes up. What would you like to show us? Yep, we have Dig In. And do you know what's funny? I haven't used this book in a super long time. And when I picked this book up, those were the words that came to me. Dig in. What's going on, right? The same thing. Take control of the situation. We know you can do this. And look at this. This is brown paneling, and the brown are the wood wheel on the boat, right? So the colors of earth. And then we had the tree over here, right? Tree, it could be walking broccoli. It could be walking broccoli. But anyway, you have to have a little fun with this, right? Okay, but dig in. So that can be like getting grounded. Getting grounded. Um, hold the course. Do the work. Okay. Okay, so this is one more thing that came up just right before I started this message. I have a book here called Embraced by the Light. I asked for a message, I opened it up, and I was very moved by this for a number of reasons, but it says, it went hand in hand with this, because I think I opened this, I grabbed the Messages from Heaven book. I mean, everything was kind of going on at once. It says, my spirit is limitless and free. So if you have lost someone and are struggling with their loss, I hope you hear these words. Then a surge of energy. It was almost as if I felt a pop, a release inside of me, and my spirit was suddenly drawn through my chest and pulled upwards, as if by a giant magnet. My first impression was that I was free. There was nothing unnatural about the experience. I was above the bed, hovering near the ceiling. My sense of freedom was limitless, as it seemed as if I had done this forever. And that comes from the book Embraced by the Light here. It says, I knew a man in Christ, whether in the body I cannot tell, or out of the body I cannot tell. God knoweth. Such one caught, such, I'm sorry, such an one caught up on the third heaven and heard unspeakable words, which is not lawful for a man to utter. Corinthians 12:2-4. It says, draw me ever nearer to you, Father. Remind me often that I am divine and that my true self is one with you. When I am released from this body of clay, may my spirit rise in freedom to be with you, to travel the universe, and to glory in all of your creation again. The affirmation is, my spirit is one with my Creator, right? Returning back to source is the idea, and the immense freedom that one feels. Any near-death experiences you study, and this could have been, that, right? A near-death experience where people leave their body, or astral traveling, where they, people leave their body and they come back into their body. And it's like, at night we travel when we're sleeping, right? And so it's that understanding of it, but then this immense freedom that you're not weighted down in the 3D human experience, right? So it's really a nice message, especially if you have lost someone and you're like, yeah, on earth there's a lot of heaviness that we experience. We come here to evolve our soul. We learn, many lessons on our journey, but we're also encouraged to have fun along the way, to find the balance, right? Anyway, so the next deck that I am going, actually, you know what? I wanted to use the Guardian Angel Oracle, which is kind of interesting that I chose that, the Guardian Angel Oracle deck, and see what comes up here. All right, tell us about this Explore New Adventures. Move forward with confidence. We are here with you. And this dog named Frank. Okay. A happy change. Okay, this is the Wheel of Fortune card. Thank you. Okay. It says your angels have heard your prayers and have banded together to create real and joyful changes in your life. Events begin to move forward, and great progress will now be possible. You may need to take some rapid, direct decisions due to the suddenness of activity. Be confident and trust the guidance that you receive. Trust the guidance that you receive. Okay. And I find it interesting that the wreath is made up of all, like, I would think it's cherubim, right? Okay. Okay, what's the next one? We have messenger of abundance. Now, birds are messengers we use to connect with you. The messenger of abundance is the Page of Pentacles, okay? The pages are generally a younger energy, but they come in with a message regarding finances. And it says, wonderful news regarding your career. A new job, a promotion, or acceptance into an excellent school comes into your life. You might feel ready to do something that is challenging and fulfilling. This situation may involve someone who's fun to be around, sometimes mischievous. This person, who may be you, is youthful, optimistic, and very clever, right? So be aware of messages that are coming your way. And are there birds that are giving you messages when you are out and about? Okay, the next one, under the we care about you and we want you to take care of yourself, we have the helper of emotion. The emotion is the cups card. And the helper is the knight of emotion. Romance blooms. So a knight of cups is someone who brings an offer to you of love, gifts of flowers, love letters, and poems read aloud are all in your future. Marriage proposals, weddings, and past life connections are possible. Someone new who is romantic, dreamy, and emotional may enter your life. This person could be an artist who's an idealist about love. Very beautiful message. We care about you and we want you to take care of yourself. Okay, so under the someone needs your support. Okay, whoa. I have too many that fell out. I'm going to keep shuffling. Tell us about this. Can you help them or we will guide you? We have choose freedom. Now this card is like it's the devil energy or the lower vibrating thoughts energy, okay? So it's the moving more from your heart space. So it says sometimes you may feel as though your way is blocked, but often that is just an illusion, right? We feel that, we think that, but we get in our thoughts. It's just an illusion. You could free yourself from the obstacles that you are so focused on by choosing a different path. So a pivot. Does it feel like doors are closing? Something isn't opening, you're stuck, right? Why and what happens when you're stuck? You have to dig in, right? Turn your thoughts away from negativity and instead envision endless other possibilities that you might act upon. Now, here's the other thing. This person who, now I'm getting goosebumps. This person who might need your help is the one who very much may be blocked. They're blocked. They're feeling blocked. But why? Because they might be in their head. And that is why they might need your support to help them start feeling, sensing, and understanding things, getting back to their heart space instead of living in their thoughts. Okay, what else do we have under take control of a situation? We know that you can do this. You know what else I just realized? We have that message about the boat trip and then being at sea. And then we have the ship's wheel and we have the fish. So this, I didn't even put that together yet till just now. So tell us about this. Taking control of situation. We know you can do this. Out with the old and in with the new. We have a little one who is being guided across a log here by an angel. Heaven is showing you it is a sign to move in a new direction, just like that other card. Pivot, take a different step. Often this is because you are not happy. Look at the person's face in this card. They're just like, what to do here, right? It's because you are not happy and you feel a lack of purpose in your life. This is a wake-up call to make changes that match your heart's desires and your spiritual truths. Yeah, I have goosebumps. So there was something else I read today that was speaking. I'm just curious if it was the other side of this book that was speaking about this. It's exactly this other one on the other side of this page. I'm going to read this. It says, I am blessed with eternal progression. Okay? Again, this is a wake-up call to make changes that match your heart's desires and your spiritual truths. So the other one says, I am blessed with eternal progression. Each of us, I was told, is at a different level of spiritual development and understanding. As an individual raises his level of understanding about God and his own eternal progress, he might feel discontented with the teachings of his present church and seek a different philosophy or religion to fill that void. When this occurs, he has reached another level of understanding and will long for further truth and knowledge and for another opportunity to grow. And it says, and I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. That's Jeremiah 3:15. It says, Father, I am grateful for the level of knowledge and truth I have been blessed to achieve. Help me to examine my beliefs, to test their soundness and their purity in truth. Bless me to continue in my growth and to seek your ways through your appointed servants. Help me to trust my spirit, to find your truths wherever I must speak them. The affirmation is, I find spiritual progress in God's will for me. And you know, it's so interesting because we have this one, the helper of emotion. You know, people care about you, your passed on loved ones, right? Your ancestors, we care about you. It falls under the same area, as a matter of fact. I just realized that. The ducks in a row. We care about you. We want you to take care of yourself. So out with the in and in with the new. So there might have been something that you've been doing all along because you were told that, you were raised a certain way, whatever it is. And there's no judgment in it, but you might have experienced certain things where now you might be having some questions. And so you might be expanding your knowledge base, if you will, because you are seeking the truth, right? Anyway, so let's keep going. I'm going to do the Power of Thoughts card, and then I'm going to take one page from a book called Snapshots of Heaven. And I ran across this book not very long ago, and there's so many things in it that, on this journey, I mean, they just rang so true that I think that they could be helpful for anyone else who's going through grieving period or understanding the spiritual journey. Okay, what do we have here for the collective? Again, the Power Thought cards by Louise Hay. So we have, there is no blame, okay? There is no blame. So we have a flower thing knocked over and a cat running away. I release the need to blame anyone, including myself. We are all doing the best that we can with the understanding, knowledge, and awareness we have, right? Not everyone has walked in our journey, and we have certainly not walked in everyone else's journey. So once we learn that we are at different places along the path, right? We're different places along the path. And it is called honoring the warrior's journey. Just honoring people where they're at without judging them or taking them down or belittling them or shaming them or making them feel bad. It's the idea of, hey, I have goosebumps. I've been through this. I've been maybe not the exact same way, right? But I've been through maybe something similar. Why don't I hold the light, right? Why don't I, hold the light, and maybe what I've gone through can help you. Okay, what else do we have here? I am this is interesting. It says I am at peace with my sexuality. I rejoice in my sexuality and in my own body. My body is perfect for me in this lifetime. I embrace myself with love and compassion, right? So just honoring yourself where you are. Again, we have birds are messengers we use to connect with you. Wonderful news regarding your career. Not really quite sure how that folds in, but maybe, for you it resonates. I'm not sure. Okay, the next one we have is I see my parents as tiny children who need love. Now, again, we care about you. We want you to take care of yourself, right? So the first thing, that I was going to say before is I felt like this could have been for children, okay? We care about you. There's a helper coming in, someone maybe who's romantic. This could be broccoli as well, because under the we take care of yourself, right? Eat healthy, eat your greens kind of thing. Okay, so anyway, this is that card. It says, I have compassion for my parents' childhoods. I know now that I chose them because they were perfect for what I had to learn. I forgive them and I set them free, and I set myself free, right? That you can just take that and see, maybe there were some challenging times along the way, right? But now we see them that they had their own journey and that they were more than just parents. They were their own, young selves at one time too, and they had their parents, right? And so working through their own journey. Okay, the next one under someone needs your support, can you help them? Choose freedom. There is no blame. It says divine wisdom guides me. And you know what? This card said, we will guide you. Divine wisdom guides me. Trust the guidance. Trust the messages, right? Like this one and the date of birth that came up on the timer, the messages I was getting this weekend. I know that these are messages, right? I know that they are encouragement and different things like that. A redirection possibly. It says, I am guided throughout this day in making the right choices. Divine intelligence continuously guides me in the realization of my goals. I am safe. I am safe. And so the person who needs your help might need to realize that they are safe, because maybe they haven't felt safe. Maybe they haven't felt safe. Again, this blue birthday cake. Okay, all three of these things are blue. Maybe they haven't felt safe to speak about something. A birth, something, right? A birthday cake. Okay, what else do we have here? I kind of went out of order, but that's all right. It says, I am willing to let go. I am willing to let go. It says, I release others to experience whatever is meaningful to them, and I am free to create that which is meaningful for me. So we don't have to hang on so tightly to somebody else's journey saying, why are you doing that? You should do this. You need to do this. You better do that, right? And we just focus on what it is that we're doing, what aligns with our soul. because that raises our vibration, right? Um, it raises our vibration right into the crown chakra, which is the one it falls under, right? The magenta. So I am willing to let go. The other thing that I notice about this card is the colors, right? So color therapy, the idea of that. So if you have been in a place that is dreary in colors and you are feeling sort of that flatlined atmosphere, and you're wearing dark and heavy clothes all the time, you might start tapping into some different colors and see how you feel. Now, one day it might make you feel one way, another day another way. You might feel like, okay, that was a little too much for me today. But as you learn to know yourself, like Jesus said, know thyself, as you come to this place where you know yourself better, you can start recognizing, yes, this will work for the where my energy is at today, right? Okay, and then I'm going to split this. We have, I am totally adequate for all situations. And then so we have the trees again. I am one with power. I am one with the power and the wisdom of the universe. I claim this power, and it is easy for me to stand up for myself, right? Take control of a situation. We know that you can do this. It is easy for me to stand up for myself. Okay. Okay. I think that is it for the message today. I want to say thanks for joining me. I hope you have an amazing day. And I hope you are receiving the messages that help you along the way. And if you feel like you're not, then that says slow down, pull back, get quiet, unplug, get out in nature. Thin out the schedule so that you will start to become more present in each moment. And it is when you are present that you really start to notice the signs, the symbols, the synchronicities, the messages that are coming in. And always remember that you can ask questions and you can ask for guidance. And the woman who left the YouTube message, that's what she did, right? She asked for a message, she asked for a sign, and then it came, and there was no missing it, right? And so really lovely, and I hope that is happening for you. I want to say thanks for joining me. Take care. Bye.